Good to see you, Rommy.
Good to see you too. It's
We
great
meet
to see you.
again. We meet again. Yeah, I was down in Amsterdam. We couldn't connect.
No,
Just didn't work.
no, whenever you were there, I wasn't, and the other way around.
That's okay. I get to see you now on Zoom. That's great.
Yeah, for sure. Did you have a nice trip?
Yeah,
Nice
I
cruise?
loved Amsterdam. Amsterdam's really fun. I love that city.
Yeah.
It was really cool. Red light district was pretty interesting.
hmm
Yeah, it was nice. Different, the churches were nice too. They had some like really cool churches there. Just walking around the canal, we did like the boat tour, which
Yeah.
was pretty cool. Like you did like wine and cheese as you're like going through the canals and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was pretty fun. The people there were cool. Like there's people like from all over there. I met people from like Germany,
Yeah.
people from France. Because it's right there in Europe and stuff. So it was pretty cool.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so it was, yeah, the people were nice, the vibe was nice. I love the city. It's very clean and I don't know, it's very I don't know, it felt magical or something. I don't know. I just really cool.
I still feel that as well.
You do?
Yeah, I have lived there for 8 years and I'm still working there and still,
Yeah.
especially when it's like dawn, getting dark, and then you walk through the canals or along the canal and the lights go on. It's sort of magical for sure.
Yeah, that, especially the nighttime there was really cool.
Yeah.
And they're
Yeah.
just walking around all the cool like restaurants and stuff, and everybody's like outside, and I don't know, it was a cool vibe.
Mhm. Wow, nice to
Yeah,
hear. Really
yeah,
cool.
beautiful, beautiful city. So we're here to talk about your new book. It finally came out. I know on other calls we
Finally.
were talking. So the book has finally come about.
Yes, it is.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So yeah, so tell everybody that's listening, what's the name of your book?
It's called Peace at Last.
Peace at Last. What a great subject.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people are going to resonate with that, especially on this channel, because a lot of people that are seeking, maybe they're suffering or, from their seeking actually. Because, and you actually had wrote that in your book. Maybe just tell people, why you wrote the book.
Yeah, for sure. It's, I mean, it can be read by people who have no idea about non-duality or Advaita. It can be, and it will be helpful. But I did write it actually, especially for the seekers among us.
Okay.
For people like myself who have been on the search for like 20 years, 25 years, almost getting it, not quite sure you got it, having lost it again, you know, giving up on the search, having the nagging feeling again, starting the search all over again. And although I have read many, many books and I've seen a lot of videos on YouTube, for example, conversations that were really nice, what kind of missed in all of them was what I call common misconceptions. So there are certain thoughts or beliefs that just keep you from seeing what you really are. And after self-realization, I just looked at those again because I still know them from memory. So I wrote them all down and then I wrote from effortless being how it really is. And that has the potential to first recognize what's probably also troubling the reader, and then gently being brought into looking from the perspective of effortless being. And another part that I hadn't found before, that's why I also thought, let's write it down and see if it can help, is the yes, buts and what ifs after self-realization.
That's a good one.
Because that's one, you probably see that a lot as well in your practice when you help people.
Yes.
They have self-realized, they have seen it. Maybe they have been in a honeymoon for like weeks, not being able to find the eye. Everything is going effortlessly. It's all beautiful. And all of a sudden you wake up and you think, okay, did I make it up? Did it really happen? Couldn't have happened to me. Could it? Well, all these thoughts and concerns, I call them the what ifs and yes, buts. I can't be like, you name it,
Right?
what a spiritual teacher. And I jotted them down as well. All of those, everything that I can even think of, and things I have also heard from people that I have conversations with. And again, I looked at the truth from effortless being. Like, what does it really mean? So those are two things that are, I think, quite unique to the book. And maybe one more I could mention, and that is actually what I have been talking about with David Bingham. We had 3 conversations that you can also find on YouTube.
Yes.
And it's about that this realm, this reality is not really God's world. Because you hear a lot, everything is it, everything is divine, just enjoy it, it's all great. You realize your true nature, and then you think, I don't know, doesn't quite feel like it. There's war, uh, famine, there is suffering, there is torture, there's real pain going on. What is that all about? It's not that that changes all of a sudden. And well, in that sense, and we go a bit more into it in our conversations, but also in the book, um, I'm talking a little bit about what's called in Gnosticism the demiurge, what Eckhart Tolle refers to in a way. It's not literally, I don't know because I didn't speak to him, but it sounded familiar, what he called the pain body.
Yes.
A certain energy field or entity that aims to harvest your energy,
Mm.
feed on you. And the only thing that it can really feed on is negative energy, lower vibrational energy. And knowing that and knowing how to stay out of it, I found really crucial. So those are a couple of things that people can find in the book.
Very good. Yeah, I was reading a little bit of the book last night. I bought it on the Kindle and I was reading it. And I love how you, like you were saying, like you took each one of those objections, that the mind comes up with after self-realization, and you talk about it. And I really loved how you started the book off, talking about your own story of realization and how you've been seeking for years, and
Mhm.
how suffering comes, with that seeking, and then how you had contacted David Bingham, and got some clarity from him, and then John Wheeler. And so that prompted me. So I was just actually, before this call, I was just listening to a little bit of John Wheeler. I know you mentioned John Wheeler with Charlie Hayes and different things. Yeah, I've listened to those before too. They're very clear. John, I like the way he does it. It's a lot of it's about the perspective that we're looking from. We're looking from effortless being, or we're looking from this supposed, separate person, this mind-made self that's out there. And I just like how simple he says it. Like it's just, it's very, and a lot of those objections, that the mind comes up with, if you've clearly seen it, what self-realization is, what you truly are. I mean, it's just, you are what you're looking for. It's you. It's just you, this reality, this sense of existence that you are. So once you come from that frame, or that reference point, I should say, like John said, this is like, that's the reference point, is just this sense of existence, that's here. And you are that sense of existence. You are that reality of what it is. And so it's this beingness that's always been here since we're two. And you mentioned that in your book too, like how I think David pointed out to you that it's something that's always been here with you, that's never changed since you were two till now. It's something that's never changed. That's what it is. It's that unchanging beingness that it is. And when you come from that reference point, how do those objections from the mind stand up to that?
That's the cool thing. And you can think of the tiniest irritations, and you can go up to
Mhm.
the worst thoughts you can imagine, and the answer is always the same.
And the thing is, like, how do you really lose your beingness? I mean, like, if
Yeah.
if your beingness is always here, how do you lose that? Because it's with you in any life experience that's here, because it's right here now. Like, it's always right here now, because it's your
Yeah.
existence, your consciousness, your beingness. So how do you lose it if it's always here?
It's always here. It's the one thing that never changes. And at the same time, it has no attributes. There's just no way to describe what it is, what you are.
Mhm.
And just that realization itself is delicious. It's juicy. It's really, if you just, I want to avoid the word think, but whatever. If you think about it, you can't find anything to describe it. You can't describe because it has no look, it has no form, it has no shape, no age, nothing like that.
So
You can't
how
find it.
can you suffer then, if if that's what you know, if that's what it is, how are people suffering then? Like if I mean it's just our sense of existence. We all know what that is. It's our aliveness, our here-ness, like we're here, our awake presence, it's right here, it's impersonal. It's so how does that suffer?
Mhm.
How are people suffering then if they recognize that? How can they suffer?
That's so true. That's the essence, actually, of course.
Yeah. So how are people suffering then?
Yeah. Well, from experience,
Yeah, and you do talk about it in the book.
it's
So
yeah,
say
it's
how
the
you've
innocent belief in a thought. That's
yeah,
basically all it is.
yeah.
It
So
really is all it is.
so you're one thought away from self-realization then? Is that what you
Correct.
I think you said that in the book too.
Yes, that's right. And that's literally true.
Mhm.
And the only thing that can bring you or appear to bring you back into the person that's suffering is believing the next innocent thought. Well, thought isn't innocent, but you
Mhm.
are, which is something like, this can't have happened to me. It's probably not true. I made it up. And if you tune into that, if you give your attention to it, it appears to take over and it shapes your reality. Because that's how powerful we are. And it's not an unbelievable reality because the universe is, in my experience, benevolent and perfect. So whatever experience you think of, you manifest, and you manifest it perfectly, completely believable. You can't even doubt it. So the trick really is to step one step back and look at it. What's happening here? What's going on?
So
That's
from
basically.
knowing that, what you just said, so you're saying that we're just projecting our beliefs out here? Is that what you're saying? So if I believe I'm abundant, I'm abundant. If I believe I'm depressed, and that's what the life experience is going to be. Is that what you're saying?
In a way, yes, but I wouldn't say our beliefs.
Okay.
Because if you look at it, they just come and go, they pass in your awareness.
Right.
So who knows where they're coming from? But it appears that certain beliefs you just take on board and then you suffer, and others you don't. If I tell you you are a pink dinosaur,
Hmm?
it won't touch you, it won't do anything. You're like, what? Okay.
Because you don't believe it. You don't believe
No,
the thought.
exactly.
So
It's
why so
meaningless.
why
It's
why are
meaningless.
people personalizing certain thoughts and certain other ones they're not personalizing? What is it that people are personalizing these thoughts and having those life experience, whereas someone else could look at that same thought and be like, that doesn't apply to me, or these thoughts are just innocently floating by. I'm not personalizing them, but why are some people personalizing these thoughts?
I think it has to do with a sort of system that's running. It's almost like an AI. It's almost like a program. It's like a program. And actually, in the book, I'm also referring to the next book that I'm busy with, which is the Enneagram, the 9 different personality types. And
Yeah, say more
basically,
about that. Yeah.
yeah, basically that's in a way what it is. It's more than 9 because it gets more complex than that. But let's just say there are at least 9 different personality types. And you can see them universally. Wherever you go, whatever country you travel to, whatever culture, however people were raised, doesn't matter. Certain types, for example, the same type that you would be having, they have the same values, they have the same fears, and they have the same things that they would like to get.
Mm.
So their translation of what joy is, what life is, what health is, and happiness is a certain way. And that's very different from the other 8 Enneagram types. So maybe too long to go into that too much
Yeah.
right now, but this is just one version of showing that something is running here. And yes, you also have DNA, you have genetics, the genetic predisposition. Yeah? You have nurture as well. Certain things were said and done by parents that sort of hooked into consciousness. And that there may be a reaction to. So all of these things are playing a role, of course, but they are still not what you are. It's just like a painting, a unique painting um, made out of different variables. And one of them is really a program that is running. A
Mm.
program that's designed to survive, to make sure that the body survives, to make sure the ego survives. And then everything else is following. I need to be right. I can't make any mistakes. I should be valued. I should be appreciated. I never have enough money. People shouldn't lie. All of these things, and they are very different in my experience. If you look at the different Enneagram types, so one isn't touched by it at all. They hear it and they brush it off, and others can suffer for days. For example, by being made to feel common, that they are not unique, that they are not special. For some types, this can be the most painful experience. In others, they're like, but it's not even a concept for them. Like, special, okay. Other types have the same with success and money. It's the most important thing for them. Not losing face, having status, being acknowledged by people, being seen for what they do. Again, others have the same thing with control. They just need to be in control. They need to be able to make sure they are not being violated by anyone. So they want to be autonomous. And those are very often the natural leaders as well in the human realm. But while it's always a paradox, whatever I'm saying is a paradox, but you're probably used to that as well.
Yes.
Um, Although, yes, everybody is unique. Every shape and form, how it appears, is just unique, just like your fingerprint or your eye, your iris. And at the same time, if it's true and you can find out for yourself that there are millions of people on this planet that share the same Enneagram type that you have, and even if you have never met them before, if you talk to them about their values, what they try to get, what they try to avoid, it will be exactly the same as yours. That's weird. That is just it's as if you're comparing different types of cars or brands of cars. Some are really fast, others are very beautiful, some are really reliable, but whatever you do, you can't change the build of the car.
Mm.
And sort of like that, you could see it.
Yeah. So are
Um,
you saying these are like similar, like we know we're the infinite being, we're having this human experience, and within the human experience, are you saying that these personality types, there's seven of them, you were saying, are these like similar to like frequencies? You know how people talk about, there's different frequencies and you have different life experiences based on whatever frequency that you're in or that you're emanating, and that's what's being mirrored back to you. Is that similar to what you're saying
in,
here?
in a way, yes. So it's nine different types.
Oh, nine. Okay.
And you could actually compare them to flowers. Like one is a
Mhm.
tulip, one is a rose. So it's not necessarily a different frequency, it's just a different appearance, a different
Appearance. Okay.
color,
Or is it
a
like a
different
programming,
feeling.
a programming that's running that
Yes,
and that
absolutely.
program's just it's just there based on the conditioning that we've had in this human experience, and that's just what's playing out
Yeah,
within
the
consciousness.
Enneagram type is nature, not nurture. So you
Okay.
are born with it, it never changes. It's just like eye color or hair color.
Okay.
So it is nurture, sorry, it's nature, not nurture. That's the Enneagram type. It never changes. There are different health levels. You can go from very, very healthy, which is basically seeing it from effortless being,
Okay.
having a detachment and enjoying life, having
Mhm.
no resistance to life.
I
You can
like
go
that
to
one.
average, sort of survival mode, etc. And you can go down, very far down. And that
Mhm.
doesn't just happen like that. It's often related to trauma, drugs, alcohol abuse, mental illness, for example. But in the lowest levels, you go towards pathological behavior, which could be harming yourself or others. And
Mm.
sorry to break that, but every single Enneagram type has that as well. So there
Okay,
are certain
so
personality disorders that are attached to each type.
so
Yeah.
this is just something we're born with. People like to feel empowered. Can they do anything to change it? I mean, once you realize your true nature, can you change which one of the nine you are and have and change the human experience, or do you just detach from it and just watch it play out like a movie? Like,
Mhm.
and maybe you can give
It
us any
will,
clarity on that?
yeah, the type does never change, but it basically turns into a preference.
Okay.
So it's no longer a prison. It's no longer something you can't change. It's no longer psychological suffering, repeating the same patterns over and over again in resistance to life. That stops after self-realization. But for example, there is a type 5, which is called the hermit, the observer. That's the most introvert type of the Enneagram. Eckhart Tolle, for example, is a type 5.
Mm,
Um, what will never change is the preference to enjoy aloneness, to enjoy me time,
mm,
to not have too many people around, too many things going on, which is not a problem in itself at all.
mhm.
Other types don't really enjoy being alone. They really want to be around people. They want to be talking. They want to be connecting.
Right.
And that's something, even after self-realization, it doesn't change and it doesn't have to. It's just a different flavor of how life appears, which is a lot of fun to play with.
Yeah, it's nice to have different flavors.
Yes, that's all there is to it. But whatever I'm saying is, whether it's the Enneagram or it's the Demiurge, it's all meaningless in a way once you look from effortless being. It's a game. It's something to enjoy.
So what so what would your advice to people be like? Oh, they're probably like, well, this is great self-realization. I can end the seeking, I can end the suffering. And now we're talking about, the Enneagram and the different 9 different personality
Mm.
traits, the way that you know, I can live I know I'm the infinite being. I'm having the human experience. So I am having the human experience. I want to honor that. And while I'm here, while I still have this body and
Mhm.
while there's still a world here and, and I'm living in it and there's still work and relationships and all that, what can we say to people to make it their best life, to have fun with this life? What would you say?
There's really just one thing, know what you are. It's
That's
the
it.
only thing that matters.
And why would you say that's all you really need to know?
Well, there's a really nice sentence that John Wheeler used, which
Hmm.
is if you look for the root cause of suffering, if you really investigate,
Hmm.
you find it's not there.
So you're saying that what's right here, right now is paradise on earth. This is heaven on earth right here, right now. And when I just look at what I am and know what I am in this reality, that I am the reality, that I am the consciousness that's impersonal. And when I turn back, instead of looking at here, and I turn back on what this is, what I am the reality and all is well. And I'm full already. There's nothing needed. And this is heaven right here, right now.
But you can see it from two sides. If you look at it from the personality point of view, and that also brings you to the what you could call the purpose of life,
Mm,
which is once you know what you are and you know that psychological suffering is optional, you often, and like yourself, you feel drawn to help people, to see it.
yeah.
And you know that the suffering just doesn't appear anymore because it doesn't have to. It
Hmm.
doesn't mean that the game, how it's set up, the matrix, that changes. It doesn't. But I always like to compare it to watching a movie or,
Yeah.
watching Netflix. How boring would it be if you see movies and series where nothing happens? Everybody's in love. Everybody tells the truth. Yeah,
That'd
kind
be
of
boring,
boring.
right?
Kind of boring. So you want a twist, you want a bit of a turning point, you want some whatever it is that the flavor of the day or what people like, the preferences again. Could be a bit of horror, could be a bit of a thriller, could be a bit of drama. And that's basically what it is from the outside. So that's from the point of view of the personality.
Okay.
From the well, actually, what I should say also, as long as we move in this body and we walk around as as an apparent personality,
Hmm.
since there is no one there,
Hmm.
there is no I suffering, there's no I complaining. There
Hmm.
is just this presence awareness.
Right.
What will usually happen is if you see something like a car crash or an animal suffering or someone in pain, there will be reaching out, there will be helping, but it will happen effortlessly and naturally.
Hmm.
So, in a way, you could say that self-realization does make one a better person.
Mm.
That's the experience I would say. Also with everyone I have met that have seen that true nature. And from effortless being again, it doesn't matter. It happens or it doesn't happen.
You're neutral, right?
It's neutral.
Mm.
At the very least, indeed, it's neutral. Um, yeah, realizing what you are, that it's not the personality, it's not the thought or the image you have of yourself that comes and goes. How could it be? Because sometimes you're in a flow, you're busy with something you love doing, and you completely forget to think about yourself. And in
Mm.
that moment, there is no you, there is no personality. And how can it be that you are still there? Because you know exactly 1 minute before I was me, I was thinking about my problems, I was thinking about tomorrow. There was a parent period of time where there was only presence. There was no Rob, there was no Rummy.
Mhm.
And then the thought comes back, and then there appears to be a personality again. But since you know what you really are, you just play with the personality. David Bingham once said to someone, it's almost like having a pet.
Yeah, you got to water it,
No?
you got to feed it,
Yeah,
you got to drag
exactly.
it
You just take
around.
care of
It's
it.
got to
You want it to
sleep.
do well. You want it to thrive. You want it to be healthy. That's built into it, and that's beautiful.
What flavor are you, Rami?
A type 6. It's
Which
called a
is
skeptic loyalist.
skeptic lawyer. What am
Yes.
I? Do you know what flavor I am? I don't know what I am.
Difficult to say. I could be the 7, which is the enthusiast.
Ah, enthusiast. What is, tell me more about the enthusiast.
Enthusiast is very experience oriented and next. So the next experience, the next event, the next fun thing.
Yeah,
So
that's me. That's the
that's you, yeah,
personality.
exactly. Yeah. I also see the sparkling eyes. That's also typical of 7, is this naughty sort of, someone that
Yeah,
can
you're
get away
right.
with things because they have
Naughty.
this charm and but also um
Electric eyes.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I can't get no satisfaction. That's also part of the type 7, for example. It's
Uh,
always the next.
yeah.
So if you ask a 7, I don't know if that's your experience, what did you do last weekend? And they say, well, nothing or not much. Ask further because they probably met 3 people and then spontaneously something else happened.
Yeah,
And
that's right.
yeah, which is for other types completely incomprehensible. They just can't, like the 5, for example, they have to plan weekends where they see no one at all around a weekend when they have a party or an event, because otherwise it drains their energy. So in a
Mm,
way, the 7 is the opposite of that. Um, a pitfall of the 7 is to not look at pain because 7s dislike pain and boredom. So they will sort of make everything sound a bit better than it maybe is.
mm.
They can rephrase things quickly and then just make it sound like a lot of fun. I had a colleague who told me something, and I was like, wow, that's like a great Hollywood story. Like, I was really exciting and wow, nice. And then he left. And then I thought, I think he just told me that his mother is in hospital and she's
Oh
not
my
doing.
goodness.
But it just didn't sound, it was
No,
just so
didn't have that
exciting.
flavor. Yeah.
Yeah,
Funny. So can
yeah.
we switch? Can we switch flavors? Can that happen or no?
No, it always stays the same. It's really nurture. Sorry, I said it again wrong. It's nature.
It's
So
nature. Okay,
Enneagram
just
type
like the
is nature. So
DNA.
it's
Yeah.
just born like it, as it. You can see it in babies already. You can see it in children.
Wow. You're just
Some are
born that
just,
way and it just plays out.
yes, it does. And
Mm.
there's a choice, and that's with or without self-realization, to be in one of the different levels of health that I mentioned before, very healthy, average, or unhealthy. And that's usually also what's being taught in the Enneagram courses,
Mm.
how to be more healthy.
Oh, so there is some empowerment and choice then.
Oh, yes, there is definitely, but it's
Okay.
always on the level of the person. And
Yeah.
it's just sort of makes you stuck somewhere
Hmm.
until you realize your true nature and you see even the Enneagram type from a so-called distance and you just see it play out. And in that moment, you are free of it. What you can do is temporarily put on another type as a sweater, but it won't last for long because it doesn't feel
Yeah.
right. It will
Doesn't
drop
feel
and you will
natural,
fall
right?
back in your
Doesn't, yeah.
own.
Doesn't
Yeah.
feel authentic or natural. Yeah.
Yeah, for example, what I like to do sometimes, you have the achiever, which is type 3,
Mm.
success driven, you know, just like the 7 always wants to have the next event, the next fun thing to do.
Yeah, that's me.
The 3 can never rest because they have the next goal that they need to accomplish.
Oh,
Next one, next one, next one.
yeah.
Got this one. Okay, no rest. Moving on. What they are really good at is selling themselves and selling whatever they want to sell. So TED Talks, elevator pitches,
This is
being
number three.
really
This is
good at,
number three or seven.
it's a three,
Oh, the three. Okay.
three, but really being really good in interviews, for example, when they go for a job.
Yeah.
What other Enneagram types that maybe find it difficult to say nice things about themselves or to sell themselves, they are too modest, whatever.
Mm.
You could, put on the sweater, so to speak, of type 3. Or if you give a presentation to the board of directors, you know exactly how to do it. Bullet points, clear
Yeah.
to the point, no, not too much talking around everything, no
Mm.
emotions that are unnecessary. That's just an example how you can do it. But it's always short term, and then you fall back into the regular Enneagram type. And if you're self-realized, it doesn't matter.
I know none of this matters if you suffer.
It doesn't really. No,
You
it's
could just
just like you
watch.
just
You could just
remember.
watch it play out and just be like,
Yeah.
it doesn't really
Yeah, you
touch
just
you.
know my brand of car, my version, or the type of flower or plant I am likes this and dislikes that.
It's just
Okay,
preference. That's all it is,
it's
right?
just preference.
Yeah.
It's just what it is. But if you don't know that and you think you are it, you think you have to change the world around you in order to feel sort of happy. A bit of, to have a bit of peace. Your partner should be different, your parents should be different, your colleagues, people in traffic should be different. And that's something that you automatically do, looking from ego. Um,
So
not, not really
when
like,
you're looking from effortless being, then it puts everything in perspective, and you're not like caught up in that particular
yeah,
flavor, I guess, because
exactly.
it's much better if you know effortless being as that's playing out. That's interesting.
Yeah, it's just something else to look at.
Yeah, it's very
It's
interesting.
entertainment in the end. It really is.
That's
You can
entertaining.
play endlessly. You can look at what types attract other types.
Oh
What
wow,
would be good relationships? Where would you see something else going on?
that's
Some
fun.
some have a bit of an aversion to another type. There's a bit of irritation between certain types, which makes complete sense if you understand it.
One's the most abundant.
The most abundant, that is the 7.
Yay! I'm a
Yay!
7. I'm abundant.
Yes.
Yay!
Yeah. Actually, something I'm still working on is how would the types be called after self-realization?
Ooh,
And
how would that
actually,
change? Yeah.
and actually, if the 7, I called abundance. Yeah.
Look
Yes.
at that.
Great that you asked that.
I know my last two books I did were about abundance. It just
Yeah.
seems like what's flowing naturally, and there's just abundance everywhere in my life.
Mhm.
Like I can
That's
go
right.
on trips whenever I want. Like it's almost like the floor appears as I walk. Like
Yes. That's right.
I just feel very abundant, and it's just showing up effortlessly, which is
Beautiful.
I don't know. I kind of like it. It's kind of a fun life.
Yes.
Have fun. But no, I think this book is going to be great for people because, like, a lot of people on this channel, like, they're seeking, like, and a lot of them are going to be able to relate to your story, how you've been seeking for years. And I mean, I was just reading the book, and like, it seemed like you're going through a lot of suffering when you were seeking because you really wanted the truth. You really wanted to know,
Yeah.
what is this? That's here, and it's always been here the whole time, and you are it, and you've been it the whole time. It's just that it looked like from the book that you were just identifying with that separate self. I think you mentioned in the book, like being, those thoughts that were telling you that, that you were separate and that you were limited and you were believing those thoughts. But would that sum up what you were doing or?
Correct. That's absolutely correct.
Yeah.
And as long as you look from there, as long as you think you are a separate individual that needs to do certain steps towards
Yeah.
enlightenment or whatever else, a person that needs to self-realize, it will never happen. And that
Mhm.
was the vicious cycle I was in constantly.
Mhm.
You can feel better temporarily, you fall back. Life does what it does. It's always changing.
So is it more like a case of mistaken identity? The people are just identifying with this separate
Yeah.
self instead of just realizing they are what they're looking for. They are this reality or
Yeah.
sense of existence. That's what you are without adding anything to it or putting a label on it or overlaying it with thoughts and beliefs. I don't know. Like,
Right. What came up? after realization for me, and I tried to put it in the book, but it just sounds weird if you only read it.
Mm.
But the sentence that came up was look right. And I don't mean the direction right. I mean look right, look correctly, look from the right place.
Yeah, you
If you
mentioned that in the book. You
that
say
place,
like if you look from the right place, it makes all the difference. And that's,
yeah,
that's all you really need to know is like, what's always been here. Like, are you looking from effortless being or are you looking from, the personality or the separate person? That
yeah,
really does change things, doesn't it? When you're looking
it
from,
does. Makes all the difference.
hmm,
So it's the paradox again of it's the most difficult thing in life and at the same time the easiest,
do you
which
think like
makes it
people are like
also,
making it harder than what it is? I mean, because it's like, even when I'm doing interviews and stuff, I always say, like, I put a disclaimer out. I'm like, this is kind of simple, guys. It's just your sense of existence, your beingness. Look in your own direct experience. You can see what this is. This is like, there's nobody special that has it. There's no teacher sitting up on a thing with flowers or that has it that you don't have it. It's right here. It's like, it's nothing, like no special person has it and you don't because you are it. It's whatever you are, your sense of existence.
yeah. The thing is, people do have to look for themselves. So if
That's
you
what,
only
okay.
listen
Yeah.
to you, right, or you
Yeah.
only read it in a book, and you're like, okay, I read it,
Yeah.
nothing happens. Well, no, it doesn't. You do have to look yourself. Is
All
it
right, so
true
if
or not?
say we're on the call now, people are listening. Let's have them take a look. How would you guide them to look? Well, yeah, okay, so they're listening now. Yeah, I want to know what Rami's talking about here. I want this piece that she's talking about. I want to know what I truly am.
Yeah.
How would you? What would you? How would you guide them? What would you say?
What I would do, and that's also applicable if you have self-realized, but you think you lost it, then you
Hmm.
can do the same thing, which is check right now, are you present and are you aware? This is always true. Like
Yeah, no, I
like
think
there's
everyone
no
looking in their direct experience, how do you deny that you're not here?
look,
Like you don't
yeah.
exist. Like
Am I
everybody's like,
present?
can it really be that simple, Robbie? That's all we're talking about? That I know what that is. I see that in my direct experience. How can I not
Yeah,
know what that is? It's
yeah,
always here. Its existence. Like, what do you
yeah.
mean? Like
That's the one
that
thing
that's
that never
all this
changes,
is? Is that all you're
right?
talking about?
But what I thought was if it's really divine, if there's something like a godly or divine universe, it has to be permanent. It can't be something that changes all the time.
Yeah,
That's sort of weird. So
yeah.
if you look at what is permanent, what never ever changes, it's that. It's presence awareness. Never, you're never out of it, you can't be out of it. It's always here right now. If you think about the past or the future, you think about it right now, and it's just images you look at currently in the now from presence awareness. The second step I found really helpful is look for the personality, look for the I, the director, the doer, the one apparently doing everything. Where in your body is it? And that is something that still makes me giggle every time I do it. It's like you go through your hands, your heart, your legs.
Yeah.
Usually people kind of assume it must be in their head, of course, somewhere behind the eyes. But really look, where is it? Is there a little man or woman sitting somewhere with a steering wheel? Or exactly where is it? And my experience is you can't find it. You just can't. But the presence awareness is always there. So that is something as simple as it sounds. If you try it for yourself, if you really look, what David calls also divine determination, if you really want to know,
Yeah, you
that's
mentioned that in the book too. I remember you
what
read.
I mentioned in the book.
Yeah.
My someone helped me kindly to edit the book, and she sort of made me take it out because it could be perceived too harsh for some readers. But my divine determination was I need to know the truth. End
Yeah.
of story. And if it means that the truth is the only thing we're doing here is eating, sleeping,
Yeah, you,
working,
you were
whatever,
okay with whatever it was.
if that
Whatever the
is,
truth was, it sounded like in the book that you
well,
were okay. Whatever answer comes,
well, I
I'm gonna be
wasn't
okay.
okay
If it's
with it.
just this, if it's just
What I said was,
yeah,
if that's the answer,
yeah,
I still have the option of suicide, and that's the part that she wanted
Yeah.
me to take out. But
Yeah.
it was that serious. It really
Yeah.
was.
You felt
It's
that
just I
much.
didn't have a certain, like this is how it should look, and this is because that's already a concept that will keep you in prison in a way.
Hmm.
I was really open to see even if it would be misery, if it would be completely horrible, whatever, suffering, slave planet, whatever it could be. If that's the truth, I need to know it. And if and then I could still decide, I thought back then, I can then end it all.
Right.
And but
Well,
that
then
that
when
was
then when you
really my
found out what it
struggle.
was it all you expect? Because a lot of people like I talk to, like on the mirror calls that I do with them, like a lot of them are seekers and stuff, and they're like, "Well, it can't be that simple, Rob. I was expecting like all these fireworks. I was going to be in bliss all the time. Like I had all these expectations, and you're just saying it's this ordinary sense of existence, and that's all it is. Like just this beingness that's always been here. What I was expecting more or something. Like, what do you say? Like, what? How was it for you? Did you feel that way too? Like, were you like disappointed when you found out it was just this, or was it an acceptance or a peace came over you, or what? I don't know. Like, what was it like for
It was
you?
a relief. It was just such a
Relief.
relief
Yeah.
not having to act um, for that always dissatisfied, nagging entity. Thinking you are it and then just having to fix your life around it, try to make it happy. It never is. It's never content. It's never satisfied. To really realize that doesn't exist. It never has. And to see what you really are, it was a huge relief. It was a giggle. I, I think it has to do with maybe how much suffering there has been in the life before, or how much someone has been believing that's what they are, and then have this psychological suffering. The
Mhm.
more they had that, the bigger I think the shift is.
Mm.
That is like, whoa, what the hell is
Yeah.
going on? And for people that had a bit of more like a comfortable life, and they were satisfied, everything was okay, it was doing its thing.
Yeah.
When they self-realize, sometimes they don't even notice, which is the gateless gate. Then they look back and they think, oh wait, I'm already there. I always have
Yeah.
been. So I don't know if that's true, but I feel that could be why some people have these fireworks and others
Yeah.
have more subtle experience. And what I would say also, this nothingness, this presence awareness, if you really look at it, it's this subtle joy. It's
Mhm.
it's some people call it bliss, some call it the peace of nothing wrong. I think Rupert Spira had a beautiful word for it as well. I forgot now. But it has no attributes, but it has a certain flavor, a certain vibration. And it's not something you see, it's what you are. It's
That's
love,
what you are. Mhm.
joy. It's what you are. You are it. You are it. And you can look at it from it, and then you experience bliss. But you can also choose to be entertained. You look at something else.
Yeah.
But it will never leave you again. It
It's
won't.
always here. It always comes
It's
back here.
always here. It's always
It's
here.
never left. And that's one of the things I noticed too. Like I would say there's no doer here because there never was any doer here to begin with. Like, so how can you
No.
get rid of a doer? There was never anyone doing it. Like it was just flowing and happening. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and let's talk about like what keeps people in suffering. I mean, a lot of what keeps people in suffering is maybe how they're expecting, they think that self-realization is an experience. Like I'm going to have this big, fireworks experience, and that kind of could keep them going. Anything else that you've seen that keeps people seeking? Maybe like if they knew what you know now, that could have shortened their seeking and suffering journey, or you want to say?
Yeah, it's a couple of those misconceptions that I'm mentioning in the book.
Yeah.
Like you need to be close to a realized teacher, otherwise it's not real.
That's a good
The
one.
self-realization, you can't ever be angry or upset or disappointed. Like all these things are simply not true.
Hmm.
But I've believed them for years.
Hmm.
And even after this experience of awakening that I had with Gangaji, the
Yeah.
moment a thought of worry came or concern or disappointment, I lost it. It's gone. Rommy is back, which is also only a thought that you're innocently believing at that moment. So those are the misconceptions that from experience I just wrote down into hopefully get rid of them once and for all. And I do think most people will recognize them. And there will be one or two that you're probably completely short or true. And those are the ones holding you back from seeing it.
Mm. So there's
Yeah.
no separation, even with the human experience going on. There's no separation. Like it's all one. It's all united, and it's okay for the human experience to play out in this permanent space, this open space of beingness we are.
The
Would
moment
you
you
say?
don't mind what happens anymore,
Hmm.
um, that really everything is welcome. The funny, strange thing is that life, if you look at it objectively, gets better, which is weird. But
So
it's
nothing's really changed. Everything's just been happening. It's just that, would you say, you're just shifting your perception of what's happening now because you're looking from effortless being rather than from this small self, this limited self is, so it's actually changing how you're experiencing life. I don't know.
yeah, it's like a natural law, I would say, or a universal law. And Byron Katie calls it every time you think things can't get better, they do. It's the law.
This
And
too
it's
shall
also
pass.
true. It's just true.
Yeah.
That has everything also to do with gratitude and really appreciating what's going on. And the moment you're like, oh my God, this is like you, too much, the abundance. It's fantastic. It's great.
It's delicious.
You may have noticed you're getting more.
Yeah, tends to multiply because you're in that frequency, or I don't know. I like to use the word vibration, frequency. It almost feels like there's like different frequencies that people are on. Like if you're
Mhm.
in gratitude or appreciation and you're feeling, alive and abundant and you're feeling whole and complete. Like if you're coming from effortless being, there is no lack because everything's abundant. You're everything. And you feel like there's nothing wrong. You feel like there's paradise here. Like everywhere I look,
Yeah.
everything is whole and complete and beautiful. Things are beautiful.
But the thing I
And
would like to add is if there's a motive behind it, like an agenda, like I
Mhm.
want self-realization, so I get what Rob just describes, it will never
Yeah.
work. That's
Oh,
also somehow built in. It has to come from truth. It has to come really from this realization that you do not mind what happens.
yeah.
You really
And
don't. And then a consequence is what you just described. But it really never works if people think, okay, I'm going after this. That's also why manifestation, if it's not combined with seeing what you really are,
huh?
mm,
Yeah, it's not gonna. Yeah,
mm, mm, mm.
yeah,
It's
because I
just
can think about times that like other things would really bother me, like the life experiences. But now I'm just like, it's okay. Like I don't like need any outcomes to be a certain way. Like it's almost like when you don't care, it just shows up the way you want anyway. Like you're like you're not really caring about what the outcome is. It's like you're okay with everything the way it is because you already know it's whole and complete. And everything's allowed to be here. Sadness can be here, joy can be here, depression, that can happen. Whatever things can happen, and but it's never really touching you, the effortless being, like because you're looking from what you are.
mm,
So you feel like this, like your book says, this peace, this underlying peace that's always here, no matter what's happening. It's almost like consciousness itself that you are, this sense of existence you are, isn't really touched by
never has
what's
been
happening.
anything.
Never really touched by it, right? Does it? I feel like it never even really incarnates into the human
No,
being.
I don't think it does. No.
No,
My experience, no.
I think so.
No. It can give you the experience of incarnation, if that's
Yeah.
what you want.
Yeah,
And
because
then
like a lot of people feel like that subject, like they feel that like I talk to, they feel like they're inside like the body, like you're inside this body and it's like a
yeah.
subject object and you're here and everything's happening to you. But the way I experience it now is everything's happening for you and everything's happening inside of you and you are everything and everything's happening within you and
Mhm.
everything's connected. I don't know, like that's just how I
Yeah, you never move ever.
yeah, that's pretty
No,
cool.
you just don't move.
I know I traveled all around. I'm like,
No,
did I even
exactly.
move? Did I
You
even
don't
move?
move. You just don't move, and that's another one of those.
Yeah. And there's no
Oh,
distance. No distance. Like
no.
everything is you're right
Yeah.
where everything is. That
Find
make
the
it
boundary. That's another nice one. Like really find the boundary, your boundary.
can't
It's a lot of fun. Like, where does it end?
yeah, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, there is a peace in knowing that. That's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Mm. Yeah, I think a lot of people will benefit from your book. I encourage people out there to check it out. It's out on Amazon. I downloaded it on my Kindle, which was cool. And it's not even really that long. I like the way you talk. Like you're very direct, you know. I think it was
Yeah,
like 63 pages or something like that, 64
exactly.
pages. Um, yeah, and as you're just very direct to the point. I love how you put in there like, different things that keep people seeking, when the mind comes in, and just how simple it is to recognize what this is. I think you can save a lot of people years and years of seeking and suffering just by, you
That's
know,
it. That's
reading
the
the
purpose.
book. Yeah, that's the purpose. It's like a
Really is.
save people a lot of time and aggravation and frustration.
Yeah. I'm currently trying to get the paperback out, but that's really, oh my God.
I one time did an interview with Awakening
Oh.
Explorers, and they were like, I'm so glad you have this on audiobook, Rob, because I'm lazy. I don't even like to read. Like, have
That's,
you have you ever thought about putting it on
no, I
Audible?
haven't. That's a great idea.
Yeah, I got a contact. Like I said, if you listen to Awakening to Effortless Being, the first book I came out with, that's the one I actually put on Audible, and I hired this girl to do it, Rebecca Hamilton, I think her name is, and she's really. If you listen to her voice, tell me if you like it. I can send you her name. She does the unless you want to do it yourself. But in order to do it
No,
yourself, you got to do like you have to be like in a soundproof thing. I actually tried doing it. I was sitting on my computer trying. I was like, this doesn't work because like it would get rejected because I didn't have the right soundproof. So I was like, I'm just gonna hire this girl.
yeah, let's do it well. Exactly. Now
Yeah,
I
and then
can.
they do it really good. Well, see if you
Yeah.
like it, but
Yeah.
or I'm sure life, will present whatever, whatever you
Yeah.
resonate with, whatever intuition wants to go. But
Maybe
I would say Audible's a good one.
Audible is a good one for sure. That's a really nice idea. Thank you. Yeah, I'll
Yeah,
do that.
Audible's a good
It's
one.
something I'm working on at the moment because I have vacation, so I have time. I got quite some requests from people if they could have it in Dutch and in German, which are
Oh,
also languages I speak. So I'm currently translating the book into Dutch and into German, and it should be out on Kindle as well within the next 2 weeks.
perfect. The what I wanted to ask you was no, it is on Kindle. I got it on Kindle, I believe.
That's an English version.
Oh, English, yeah. I was gonna
Yeah.
say I have it.
I will have the Dutch version and the German version as well. I will translate it.
I had a guy email me and we did a mirror call and he said to me, he goes, Rob, it was one of the last, not this past miracle, the one before that. It's on my YouTube channel. He said, I'm in Korea. I want to translate your book into
Mm,
Korean. I'm like, okay. So I sent it over to him, and he's in the midst of
great.
recording it in Korea. So if you need somebody, I don't know
Fantastic.
if you need Korean, let me know. Like this guy's good. Like
Amazing.
he was all excited about it. Like you never know what's going to present. I'm like, okay, that's cool. Let's do it
Amazing.
in Korean. Like, wow, I would have thought. So, yeah, I mean, you just never know where it's going to go. Do you offer any kind of like mentorships or things? I've been offering like mentorship. Seems like people like a block of your time, and I kind of got that from Julie too, like doing like mentorships for people, like where they could book like a one-on-one call with you, like they could do it like a one time or maybe like a weekly thing, or something might resonate with people where they just want to be around your presence,
Yeah, for sure.
and they feel like there would be some benefit to that. Like, do you offer anything like that or?
I do. I do.
Okay.
I was always struggling with, do you get paid for it? Yes or no? Should you ever ask money for all of that? So a couple of things. One is if people email me,
Hmm.
they can find the contact on my website,
Hmm.
yournaturalstate.com. So no
Yournaturalstate.com.
www dot, it's without that, it's just yournaturalstate.com.
Okay.
And I'll email back, I'll give advice, I can answer questions. And if people want a one-on-one conversation, that does cost a bit of money because it does cost my time.
Definitely. Yeah.
So I can't do anything else if I do this.
Yeah,
And I
right. I
need
mean,
to
that
live
makes
as
sense.
well.
You
The
should be,
money,
your presence
uh,
is your worth. You should be
yeah,
charging for that's
correct.
your
Yeah,
presence is your time. You should be charging for that. Yeah, because otherwise it's going to take you away from, your other
yeah.
9 to 5 and things that you're trying to do to, money
And you
is
also get
energy. It's energy exchange. Yeah.
it is energy exchange, and you do
Yeah.
get the less serious people as well if you don't
I
charge.
agree with that. Yeah, because when I first started off, I did free, and then people would be like
Yeah,
eating a sandwich, like talking. I'm like, I'm serious about this. Like,
yeah,
I even
no,
know myself, like if I invest in something, I'm more, you got
yeah,
like, Robbie, you got my attention. Like,
it's like
I'm
that.
in. Like, let's go. And then you have that energy exchange. So yeah, of course, charge money for that. Yeah, I'd love to see you just doing that full. I don't know if you'd want to do that. Like, do that full time, let it replace your 9 to 5, and
For
Let
sure.
Rami bring her presence to the world.
Absolutely.
Love
Like
that for you.
writing
Love that for you.
yeah.
Yeah, I love that for you. So yeah, so as soon as we hang up this call, I want you to double your price on your mentorships, okay? And you'll attract the right kind of people, and the frequency that you're in, it'll just appear effortlessly because you're worthy of it. You are the effortless being, and you're worthy to charge your worth.
Mm.
Love that for you. What else you have going on?
No, that's really, to be
That's a
honest.
lot going on. Actually, that's
Really a lot
great. The
going
book's
on at the
coming
moment.
through you.
Yeah, that's really it.
The website, and you have another book you're working on. That's
Yeah,
really
Enneagram
cool.
book, but that's coming later. So for now, I'm doing the translations first,
Oh yeah, yeah,
and
definitely. I'll
let's
definitely
see
get
what
that
it
book too.
does.
That really sounded
Then
really
that's
interesting
my
talking about all that stuff. That was really
yeah.
cool. I
Because the
think a lot
best
of
books you do have in English about the matter. About
yeah.
this topic, it's always in English, and there
Hmm.
are people who just don't speak it that well.
Hmm.
And if you look at the books that are available in those languages, yeah,
Yeah, it's funny because the guy from Korea that's doing my book, Awakening to Effortless Being, he was saying like as he's translating, he's like, wow, it's like deepened his clarity or something going through it in your language. So there is something to be said about having the book in your own language for sure.
mhm.
And then of course the Audible book, with people driving around, they can just
Great. That is really great.
listen to it. That's what I
Yeah.
do too. Like I have Audible and I just listen to like a lot of, that's how I
Okay.
do it too. I listen to a lot of books and stuff like that. It's effortless. It's more effortless.
Mhm.
Effortless being. Yeah, our true nature is beautiful. And I don't know. I find like enjoyment in sharing it with people. There's like a satisfaction in that. It's almost like you're lighting the candle and then somebody else lights it and then they share it. And it's kind of cool. There's a
It's good.
satisfaction in that. What's that?
Candle.
Ooh, yeah, light the
I maybe
candle.
light one today.
Yeah, that ties into my one of my illustration. Light the candle,
Yeah.
self-realization.
Exactly. Uh,
It's fun.
yeah.
It's a fun
Yeah.
life. We are blessed. We are really blessed.
To be able to experience this. Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Sitting
blessed.
front row into everything that's happening.
We're so blessed. So much to be thankful for.
Yeah.
Hmm. Okay, I guess anything else you want to add before we close?
No, that's I'm really grateful that you took the time that to
You're
highlight
such a
it.
special being. I'm so happy to have you.
Thank you
I
so
feel like
much for
you're a light worker, a light to the world. You're very clear too, the way you like even feedback I get from people like that have watched our videos.
Mhm.
Like they tell me to be more quiet so you can speak. They want to hear from you. They're like, you talk too much, Rob. Let's hear. So I'm trying to be quiet and just like, anything else you want to say, Robbie? Like, I'm not going to interrupt there. Let her
Did
say what she
notice. Yeah, I
wants.
noticed. You
You know? Did you notice on this call, I was more like,
I did.
you
Yeah.
talk, Robbie. Now, if you look at the call, Rami's talking. So everybody out there, right? Rami talked most of this. So now go
Okay.
contact Rami and get her book and, look at her mentorships too, or one-on-one programs for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot of value there.
Yeah.
All right,
So
I'll put the links and everything in the notes and everything. Of
yeah, thank you so much. That's really, really appreciated.
course. You're
Think of it.
appreciated.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much.
Much love, Rami.
Yeah,
I'll
much
let you
love.
go. I know it's late there in Amsterdam.
It is late, but I really love it. I'm
Yeah,
great, great, great energy. Thank you
that
so
was
much.
awesome. Thank you. Much love, much joy.
Thank you.
Email me if you need anything.
Absolutely. You too. Bye.
Great.